and welcome back to another Amazon Seller Journey chat session. Today I am joined by Will. I have known Will for quite a while now. I think it was April when I first reached out to you.
Yeah,
So yeah, I've known Will for quite a while now, and I came across his content because basically he is a young Amazon seller, and all of his content is like the kind of thing that you'd expect to see from someone that is double Will's age. Not to be patronizing at all in any way, I think it is awesome that it kind of just shows that you can never be too young to start Amazon and make a success out of it. So Will is a wonderful example of an Amazon seller, a really, really nice guy. And hopefully there's a lot of useful information that you can get from this chat session and lots of valuable advice. It doesn't matter if you're new to selling on Amazon, if you're experienced or somewhere in the middle, there should be something here for everyone. So I'm going to shut up now. Well, would you mind introducing yourself and just some basic information about you? Paint a picture.
Right. So I'm Will. I'm now 18 years old. I started Amazon when I was 15, doing it under my parents' name. Actually, it's a lot underneath my sister's name up until I turned 18. And when I turned 18, I got it fully registered as a company and took it, I'd say, a bit more seriously. Obviously, from 15 to 18, there was a bit of a gap between like how serious I took it. There were some ups and some downs. But now, obviously, I finished school. It's what I do every day, all day.
Mhm.
That's it. And obviously, I also own another company, a media company, out on holiday in Malia. So I've got two businesses at the moment that I'm trying to make it a full-time income with. That's the goals.
Non-stop hustle. And how are you finding the transition from education to now doing Amazon sort of like full time and then with another side hustle?
It's weird because obviously when you're at school and things, and I was at sixth form, you're at sixth form, then you get home, and then that's your time to do your like business work as such. And you get that set time. But now obviously I wake up, and then my focuses and my stresses are nothing to do with school. It's just to do with like work and what I can do. So it's
Mhm.
very, very different. The transition's weird because it was weird because when I was at school, I'm not gonna like be around, but when I was at school, I was thinking, oh, with Amazon, I'm gonna finish and then I'm gonna spend 20 hours a day just smashing it. But
Yeah.
it's not like that because you have that free time. It's easier to get distracted and stuff. But I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best.
Yeah. Yeah, and you are doing really well. I've followed your journey for a time, as I mentioned at the start, and it is really inspirational. And a lot of people out there will definitely find everything that you're going to talk about really useful. So just explain a bit more to me about your business. So you like your business model, your business setup, like what you do in terms of like, is it online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, wholesale? A mixture of all of them. Did you start out one way and then change it to another? Just explain a bit more to me about your business setup.
So when I started, obviously when I was 15, the I started through social media through TikTok. So that's what I saw it from, like Amazon FBA. And mainly the most thing that I saw that works is retail arbitrage. So I saw everyone like going into shops and stuff, scanning things and seeing there was some sort of money to be made while you're just going for your like weekly shop or whatever it was. So
Mhm.
obviously also I was 15, so I didn't have a lot of money to start with at all. I started probably with about couple of £100 and then just built it from there. And the main thing I was doing was retail arbitrage, going to what B&M. I love B&M, Home Bargains, all types of places, Tesco's, and just scanning things and seeing what I can find. So I started with that, and then slowly I built a bit more income, more, and then I started looking to wholesale. I never really dabbled in online arbitrage that much. I know how it works, obviously, but I've never been like I've never done it to like a successful extent. I've never really even tried it to be honest. But then I've dabbled into wholesale, um, worked with a few wholesalers locally at the start, like local to me at the start, built some relationships with them, and then just growing from that. Obviously, trying to find more wholesalers every day, and that's the game. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'd say at the moment I'd say it's 85% wholesale
Yeah.
is my
Yeah.
business.
But I mean, how do you, so now, since you have done retail arbitrage in the past, do you find the experience from doing that useful even now, even though you've
Oh,
switched to mostly wholesale, do you still find all of that
uh,
useful?
100%. It's the same because obviously Amazon is like it's a product game. You
Yeah.
are what you're doing. You're buying a product, no matter where you get it from, and you're selling it back on Amazon. This is retail arbitrage. You're still finding the product, and then you're still doing the same checks, checking the same graphs, doing the same
Yeah.
things that you do with a wholesale product. So literally that's why I always say on my social medias and stuff to start off here, because it's the least risk because you're only buying small amounts of the product, and then you can like make sure that you're doing your checks properly. Like the fundamentals are still from the same from retail arbitrage to wholesale because it's a product.
Yeah. The
Just
the great building blocks, and it's great as well that with like no matter what avenue you choose, whether it is retail arbitrage, wholesale, online arbitrage, um, like there's a lot of skills that are transferable, and a lot of skills that end up like complementing each other. And like if
Mhm.
you find that, if you find that one particular route doesn't, if you find that you want to change from one route to another, like it's not black and white. There's a lot of like gray, and that gray is shared across all of those different methods. So
Yeah.
having more experience, trying out these different methods, I think is a really good thing. Um, and if you wouldn't mind sharing these kinds of details, would you mind letting me know sort of like how much you're turning over, like what your profits look like?
Yeah, well, at the moment, I'll say from the start. So from the start, it was obviously I was just doing retail arbitrage. So it was literally. I still to this day, I don't really take much money out of the business. I just keep reinvesting it. As such,
Yeah.
I'm not really taking much as I don't need to. As obviously I'm living at home, I've got the privilege of mum still cooking for me and things like that. So I don't need to take the money out. But at the start, it was literally nothing crazy. Maybe like well, from the very beginning, it was I had that £100, and then it all went into Amazon as such because Amazon takes a while to get your money back. So
Yeah.
it all went into Amazon. So I didn't see that. And then outcome out of the 100, maybe I had 200 back, and then I just kept doing that. But now to these days, obviously every month's different. But I'd say it's not life changing. Like I said, I couldn't. It's not a full time income, but for me and my lifestyle, I'm doing okay. I'm turning over. I'd say on an average, it'd be about £1,800 on a turnover as
Yeah.
like a monthly thing. And then obviously the profits change, but it's around £500-600 in profit a month. So it's not
Mhm.
like I said, it's not life changing, but for someone who's 18, it's the
Yeah.
same as my friend who's working 40 hours a week at somewhere else. Like it's that's the beauty of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great. And like with anything really, there's no sort of like get rich quick kind of
No,
scheme. It does take work. It takes building. But as you continue to build, it's only going to get better and better. Sure, there might be times where you feel like things might be taking a bit of a step back, but it's like one step back, five steps forward.
yeah.
So I mean, if you could go back to like the start of your journey, and you could tell yourself something, you could tell your younger self something from now as a piece of advice. It could be about anything. What is it that you would tell you at the start of your journey? If there's anything that you could do differently, or
It would be the same thing that I tell myself even like in a week's time. It would be just I gotta put in more work. I've got to put in more work. I've got the luxury, like I said, of having days free 7 days a week. Obviously, I'm not even playing football and stuff anymore at the moment because of injuries and stuff. So I've
yeah,
literally got seven days a week, 24 hours, and I should be putting in a lot more work. And even back then, I sometimes think it's the worst thing to think, but just say when I was 15 and I never stopped up until 18, like every day sort of thing, where I could be now. But it's putting more work, more time, more hours into finding wholesalers, finding products.
yeah. I mean, yeah, like as I mentioned before, like there is a process, there is work that needs to be put in. If you want to get something out of it, you have to put the work in, and obviously the more work that you put in, the more it pays off. But then like the great thing about selling on Amazon is that like you'll put in a lot of work, and then once you have something good running, and especially with other bits and bobs that help you as well. So like things like softwares, for example, that automate processes in your
Yeah.
business. It takes a lot of weight off of your shoulders, and then it could get to the point one day where it ends up running itself, and you don't have to, then you can sort of like take your foot off the pedal a little bit.
When when you've got it, it's easily maintainable. Like
Yeah.
with wholesale, for example, just say you found that wholesaler, you've got 3, 4 good winning products, and some people I know have kept a winning product for 10 years, and they've
Yeah.
kept that same product, and it's been done well for them for a long time. So when you've hit a jackpot in Amazon, you've hit the jackpot, and it
Yeah.
should last you a long time. But obviously, that's what I'm saying. From hopefully in a couple of years, obviously, I've got a couple of products that I've had for a good few months now that are doing well. So I'm just obviously building from that, and then you just build your inventory. The more product you find, keeps building, 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 and then you hit your targets, hit your goals.
Yeah. No, really useful advice. And then like part of that as well is just not giving up and having the persistence to continue to find those products. Um and just keep building, which I think is the key message there. So in terms of in terms of softwares that you use in your business, I'm sure everyone will be very curious to know, what softwares do you use currently to help you?
Well, with my wholesale, obviously I'm using BuyBotPro's feature with the lists. I've done a video on that on my channel, and it literally saves me hours upon hours. Like obviously the main thing, if you didn't have the software, you get from a wholesaler, you normally get a wholesale sheet, and
Yeah,
it's a long, big Excel sheet, depending on the wholesaler. Could be up to 1,000, up to like 10,000 products. And you can imagine how long that takes you, literally hours and days and weeks to go through every single product, get the name of it, put into Amazon, see if you could do it, do your research, the next product. And that is one of the softwares that I use the most for wholesale as such. Then also I use BuyBotPro's just feature on like the web page on Amazon when you're getting all the graphs and you're
yes,
checking
yeah,
your usual checks that everyone has to do for your products. And then obviously the one that I don't know what I'd say is more useful to me. I'd say I don't know, Profit Protector Pro, I'd probably say is one of the most useful as well for actually its time and also the actual convenience of it. Like what it is obviously, if you don't know, it's on Amazon, prices change every so often. So literally could be every second prices change. Just say you're selling something for £10 and then it could go down to 9.99 and then you lose the buy box, you lose the chance to sell the product, and Profit Protector Pro just automatically changes and you're there on the buy box on your settings. So I'd say they're the most used ones so far. And obviously, yeah, I'd say they're my favorite three. They're the most used ones I have for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
So when you use Profit Protector Pro, is there a particular strategy that is your personal favorite or one that you use on most of your listings?
It does depend on some listings because I know obviously some listings have been on for a while, so I know how people react on there. Like
Yeah,
it just if I bump my price down to like £2 less and I'm still making a profit, I know that the person with me is going to go £2 less than me and then I'm out the game.
yeah,
So I'm careful in that fact. But if it's a bigger listing with quite a few sellers on it, I like to go for the old aggressive sales. I like my sales, obviously with my right minimum and maximums. And then if it's like a more of a chilled out and it sells less, I like to do a profit builder and then it increases the profit and then there's less competition. So I've got more chance of obviously getting the buy box as well. But I'd say for the most part, I like my sales, so I go a bit aggressive.
yeah. No, I
Yeah.
mean, I mean that's part of why Profit Protector Pro is awesome, just because it has so many strategies in there, so it kind of like caters for everyone for like lots of different like situations, lots of different goals, and so yeah, like the aggressive one, perfect if you've got that sales focus and you just want to win that buy box.
Yeah. And if you've got obviously a bigger margin to be able to drop down the price a little bit, then why not? If you're still in the profit and still got a good return, then may as well.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I really appreciate you sharing all that stuff about you and your business, and then a bit more about the softwares that you use as well. Um, for everyone's entertainment purposes, I wanted to move on to a couple more general questions, just some random bits and bobs. So, do you happen to have any funny stories that you'd like to share with everyone?
I got a most recent story that is just been a disaster, and I've still got problems with it now.
Right.
Um, one of my wholesalers that I've got for Amazon is actually like a WhatsApp wholesaler, like
Yeah.
a clearance liquidation sort of wholesaler. So he
Yeah.
just puts in the WhatsApp group loads of random products, loads of random stuff. And one day he put in Durex condoms, like something like a pack of 30 or something. And I decided, I thought I'd done my checks. I obviously done my usual checks, but obviously people make mistakes. And then I support the products and I thought everything was all good. Yeah, loads of money here. Da, 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 da. I've spent £1,800 on, I think it was like it was like 6,000 condoms I bought from my house. And then I get to it and then I click on it and Amazon say they like terminated the listing. as soon as I bought them. They said they terminated the listing. I couldn't sell on them because I didn't have certain things, and pretty much I've still at the moment stuck with 6,000 condoms. So I've gone to a load of stores around me, some corner shops and stuff. They didn't want them. I've gone up with all sorts of sites, but no one wants my condoms. That's my disaster. But hey, part of the business. I'll get rid of them somehow.
Somehow. Oh no, that that's nuts. Um, yeah, I don't even I don't know where you'd even start with getting rid of them. Um,
Oh,
no, that's awesome. I'm sure everyone watching now is laughing as much as I am. That's crazy. Uh, um, moving on to I don't know how you can, I don't know how any question can top that, to be honest.
oh,
Um,
it's a disaster.
um, but we're going to move on anyway. So, my next question for you is if you could have a drink, and it can be any drink, a coffee, a JD and Coke, whatever the drink is that you have in your mind, if you could have any drink with anyone, whether they are alive or they passed away, who would it be and why?
A drink with anyone.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I'll probably no, that's a lie. I do know. Bit, but I wouldn't say controversial, not in my space. But I like Mr. Tate. I'd like to have a drink with Mr. Tate, Andrew
Oh, yeah.
Tate. Yeah. See what obviously just speak to him about all sorts of obviously be business wise, his time in jail, all sorts of stuff. I'd say Mr. Tate for sure.
No, no, that's interesting. That's interesting. Um, and yeah, my next question was going to be what would it be that you'd actually say to him? What would you talk about? But no, like business is a great one. Business is a great one.
Yeah, he's got. I feel like he's been in the game a while. He's got a lot of knowledge behind him. So yeah, I'd say him.
No, that's a good choice. And if you could actually choose what drink you would have with Mr. Tate, what
I
drink would
don't think he drinks these days, so I couldn't be drinking with him.
sparkling water, I think.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't drink that either. It's horrible. I'll go for a little bit of pineapple juice. Love myself pineapple juice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
that should go.
starting point. Um, and my last question for you is if you if you could have any superpower, you can only have one. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
It's a classic question, and I used to say flying, but it'd have to be dependent on my speed. Because if I'm not quick flying, then I don't want it because it's useless. So I'd have to go teleport. I'd like to be a little teleport, make a little portal, and then wherever I want to go, zip, walk through, and then that's me done.
Yeah.
I'll be going for a couple of hours. I'll be going here, there, and everywhere.
You know what's interesting? I was on my very last chat session whereby I said flying, but it depends on how quick you go because
Yeah,
I don't want to be just like flapping around, not really getting anywhere. Like it's got to be a quick flight. But you know what? Teleportation. I think
has to
that's
be done.
one.
If
There's a
you,
lot
if
of
you want
times.
to go to Spain or something, it takes you what 10 hours to get there. Then it's pointless.
Yeah. Yeah,
So I
no,
can teleport
teleporting
on
would be a
there.
great one. There's a lot of times, like even if I don't actually want to go somewhere, there's a lot of times where I think, oh, I've got to go to the store, like I need X, Y, Z. So I'd just love to be able to open like a little portal, reach through to the shelf and like grab myself whatever it is that I need
Yeah.
from the store.
So you can never get caught doing anything either. Just you're gone. So be a little menace.
But no. So if so anyone out there that is interested in following your journey, how is it that they can find you on what socials?
I'd say at the moment mainly on TikTok, and the TikTok is will.king, but instead of the I in Will, it's a one because someone stole my name, so I had to go there.
Someone stole your name.
Yeah,
Awesome. So I will also drop the link to Will's channel in the description. So if you're interested in following his journey, I will put a link there. Just as a final point, for those of you that are liking this chat series, let me know what you think. Let me know if you found any of the advice given in this session useful. If there's anything you want to discuss as well, pop that in the comments. And yeah, let me know what you think. Is there anything else that you wanted to add before we wrap up?
No, it's all good. First of all, thank you for having me. Thank you, BuyBotPro. You've been a massive help to me. Helped me from the start, so I appreciate it a lot.
No, no, you're very, very, very welcome. And no, I really appreciate your time and you sharing your knowledge and also going a bit trivial with me, going a bit trivial with me as well, sharing a story I wasn't expecting.
Yeah,
But no, that's where the best stories come from,
the
unexpected.
family aren't happy about it, that's for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. Right. Well, thank you again, Will. Again, if you want to give Will a follow, give him some likes on his videos. He makes some excellent content. So if you want to keep up with his journey, what he's doing, if you want more advice from Will, go ahead and follow his TikTok channel. Lots and lots of useful advice on there and lots more to come. Thanks again, everyone that has joined in this session. Let us know what you think, and I'll see you all very soon.